Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from AR Media. In tonight's video, I want to review 2001 A Space Odyssey in 4K UHD Blu-ray. I was super pumped to get this one in and give it a watch, and this is a personal favorite of mine, especially from Kubrick's collection. So let's go over the movie very briefly. Now, I'm sure most of you have seen this, and for those who haven't seen it, 4K is definitely the best way to first see this movie. Now, this is definitely an audio and visual experience at heart with a lot deeper meanings, and something that you may have to revisit a couple of times to really appreciate it, but I feel like once it snaps into place, it is a movie that will really be near and dear to your heart. Now, this is not a movie for everybody. This is a bit long. It's 2.5 hours. There's not a ton of dialogue, and the story isn't exactly cohesive, but for the people that do get it and for the people that do enjoy the visuals and audio, this is a masterpiece, and I am definitely in that group. Now, let's get to the video quality on this. So this was scanned from an 8K scan of the 65mm film, and this looks absolutely fantastic. The restoration they did here is beautiful, and this is definitely in the top 10 4K discs I own as a whole. This disc really blew me away and really is what defines reference quality through and through. So the increase in detail here is off the chart. So it still will have a soft inherent look because it was shot on film, but the detail is richer than it's ever been. There's a lot more detail inside of the ships, a lot more detail all over the landscapes, a lot more detail on facial up closes, and in that final act, the detail is just really off the charts. Another thing that was really improved here as well is shadow detail. Shadow detail is greatly improved, and a lot of sections of this movie are quite dark, and shadow detail really comes into play. Depth was also improved here, separating the foreground from the background was easily distinguishable, and by far the best it's looked in the depth department ever on home video. Now let's get to the Dolby Vision aspect, and I think they did a great job with the Dolby Vision on this disc. They didn't go over the top. The reds definitely take a strong dominance here, as you could tell by the cover of the movie. The reds take a strong dominance, but they are not overbearing. They don't clip or anything like that. You get a nice deep red. You get a lot of different variations and hues in that red. You do get a bit of yellow push at times that looks very good, and overall the Dolby Vision just adds some rich nuances to the colors. Like I said, in that final sequence, as you're going through space, those colors really pop off the screen. They really flash. There are lots of nuances, and they just look as good as they've ever looked on the format. Now, that really is the theme for this, and that is that this is really what they got to be doing with all 4K movies. They got to be pushing the best image they possibly can out of them. And you could tell that the time and care was put into this just because how amazing this looks. Now, something I didn't hit on was the grain on this. And I got to say that the grain here is so well resolved. Even grain hitters, I feel, will not have an issue with this movie. You can barely tell the grain is there, even in the darker scenes. And it is just so well resolved and no times of swarming. Found it to be a very pleasant presentation. Now let's get to the audio quality on this. So this has a DTS HD 5.1 mix. It actually includes two of them. I listened to both mixes. I didn't find a huge difference in the mixes, but I was happy with the 5.1 mix. This is a lot of epic classical music, and it was well projected in the 5.1 mix as well as the vocals. So anyway, guys, as you guys can tell, this is a day one pickup from my review. This is what reference quality should be. I cannot tell at all that this movie was made in 1968. This movie looks more current than some 4Ks that I've seen from the 2000s, and this just holds up so well and is just such a movie with such rewatchability. Highly recommend picking this up. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below on 2001. I'm going to have a link in the description to buy this on Amazon. Purchasing from that link helps me out, so please make sure to purchase from that link so I can buy more 4Ks to review for you. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a good day. Make sure to look out for 2001, and I'll see you guys in the next one.